This is about to get a little bit nuts. Freezing my butt off. What's going on? I'm John, and in this writing vlog, as promised, I'm going to be writing the dark moment as well as beginning the climax of my story. I've been itching to write many of these scenes for months now, so I am very excited for these next few days of writing. As far as goals for my writing during this vlog, I have 11 scenes left to write in my story, so if I could finish 5 or 6, that would be amazing. So that is what I'm aiming to achieve over the next few days. Let's get started. I'm going to be writing the third plot point, the dark moment, the dark night of the soul. Yeah, that one. And although it's going to suck for my characters, it's going to be a lot of fun to write for me, but I'm very excited to get into it. But first, I have to do a little bit of reviewing the outline / clarifying a few things to get myself headed in the right direction for today. But after I do that, I'm going to get right into the writing. So let's do it. Okay, so I just finished going through the outline and clarifying a little bit for myself what is going to happen, and this is about to get a little bit nuts. I wrote the outline, and I don't even really know how they're going to recover from this. Okay. I just finished writing the third plot point, that is including the main scene where something goes terribly wrong, and the reaction, the sequel, where the characters are responding to what has just gone terribly wrong and trying to figure out what the heck they're gonna do in the future. So that was a lot of fun to write. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm writing, I tend to get into the characters' emotions a little bit, like I'm experiencing the emotions with them while I'm writing it. So I like feel my face like going, you know, for example, in this scene, the character was pretty angry. So I feel my face just like, anyway, I don't know if you guys are like that too, but that definitely happens with me. I'm going through that emotional experience with the character as I'm writing it. It was a little intense during this one. I read over the scenes a little bit, and they're definitely gonna need some revising as expected. It's only the first draft, but I want them to hit so much harder than they're hitting right now. So I'm excited to come back and revise and make these into the amazing moment that I know they can be. And one more exciting thing, I was just looking over my outline, and I only have 10 more scenes left until the end of the book. That is crazy. I can't believe I'm so close already. That's including sequels too, and those are going to be much shorter than the normal like full-length scenes where something is going on, some action is occurring. So I'm getting really close to the end of this story, and it's going to be so cool to finish this first draft. But for now, I'm actually going to go and do a short run because, as I said the other day, I am training to be able to run a 10K. Specifically because I want to try out Haruki Murakami's writing routine, and I want to do it for multiple days in a row. I mean, if I was doing it for one day, I could definitely just run 10K, it would be okay. It wouldn't feel great, but I'd be able to do it. The thing is, I want to be able to do it for at least 3 days and maybe even a week. So I need to train a little bit more for that because I'm not used to doing that much running. So I'm going to go on that run real quick, and when I get back, I'm going to be finishing The Exorcist today. I only have 30 minutes left in the book. I'm listening to the audiobook while I read on the Kindle. And what that means is that I'm going to get to start on It Ends With Us. I'm gonna put a note down to remember to tell you about how that's going, because this is a whole new thing for me. Anyway, I'll stop rambling, let's go do the running, and then I'll get back to you later. My legs are still sore from the last run, but whatever. It's time to get started. This is the hill that's my nemesis right here. It's so steep. It goes on for seemingly forever. Okay, I wasn't planning on doing this, but after having read The Exorcist and then analyzed it a little bit, and then started reading It Ends With Us, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how big of a tone shift it was between these two stories. It's hilarious. When I was reading The Exorcist, it was really dark, heavy, tense kind of story. And then I start reading It Ends With Us, and it's like this really light, cute, personal kind of thing. So it's hilarious to see such a strong contrast between these two stories, between these two genres. Reading my first romance is very interesting. I'm kind of hoping it's dual POV. It feels a little bit weird for me as a guy to be like inside this girl's head as she's having all these really girly thoughts. So I don't know. So today I'm gonna get started on writing the climax. I've already looked through all the scenes of the climax. I looked at their names, and just from the names alone, I already know they're all going to be fun to write. So I'm very much looking forward to these next few days, and I anticipate that the writing is going to fly by. So as usual, I'm going to start with the outlining today, just clarify for myself what's going on in these scenes, and then I'm going to start writing them. So let's do it. Okay, so I just finished clarifying what I'm going to be doing in these scenes, and now it's time to get into the writing. Okay, so I've only been writing for 5 minutes so far, and you know it's been going pretty well for the last 5 minutes. So I woke up at 4:40 today. It's already 6 o'clock, and that means that it's starting to get a little bit noisy. So I'm gonna throw on some headphones, and I'm just gonna get into my own little world, listen to one song on repeat, and hopefully that will help me with my writing. Okay, so I'm having a ton of fun writing today, and even more than normal, honestly. Today, I just got into like the deepest flow state that I've ever experienced while writing, and it was a lot of fun. Like, I just crushed these last few words. They flew out of me, so that was really good. I wrote 1,800 words in 90 minutes, so for me, that is very fast. Yeah, and I was actually writing even faster toward the beginning of this scene. I had noticed at the 30-ish minutes mark that I had already written 1,000 words. I'm kind of crushing it. I don't know if it was that gladiator music, whatever it was, I definitely got into a really good state to write today. So I'm not going to take too long and talk here. I'm just going to get back into the writing. I have a little bit more to write, and then I'll get back to you with my reflections on the day overall. See you in a bit. Today's writing was a lot of fun. It sounded like I was going to say, today's writing was sponsored by blah, blah, blah. Nope, I'm not on any sponsors, so no. Maybe it's just because I'm writing the climax now and the scenes are really interesting, but today's writing flowed super smoothly. It was so easy to write today, and I got into this deep flow state. I was so immersed in the story, and it felt amazing. These are the days that remind you why you love writing so much, when their words are just flowing out of you, and it's effortless. It was awesome. Most days I would not say my writing is effortless. That is for sure. I would definitely not describe it as effortless. In fact, some of the days earlier in this week could be described as very effortful. But today was not like that. Today, the writing just flowed. So I'm very grateful to have been able to experience this day of like pure flow. I was able to finish 2 scenes today, and if you're paying attention, that leaves us at only 7 scenes left in this book. 7 scenes left until I'm done with my first draft. That is just insane. So tomorrow I'm gonna try to knock out 2 more scenes, and that will leave me at 5 scenes left in the story. 5 scenes. Next, I have a few more little things that I'm gonna take you along with me for today. So we'll get into those, and then I'll be back tomorrow with some more writing. Now that I finished my very late lunch, I'm just gonna sit down and do a little bit of Japanese immersion, or basically just consuming Japanese media. So of course, that means I'm back with another episode of Fruits Basket. I'm only watching 2 episodes a day since I'm trying to fit in other types of content too. I'm on episode 13, about halfway through this first season, and I'm excited to get into it. So let's do it. You may be able to hear right now, but it is raining pretty hard outside. It was supposed to snow actually, so we'll see if it turns into snow later on. It's supposed to get colder. Anyway, today is day 3, and I'm starting right in the middle of the climax. Moreover, I'm only 7 scenes away from finishing this entire first draft. That's insane. 7 scenes, that's it. Let's go. So once again, I'm gonna start off by diving into the outline and getting really clear on what these scenes will be about, and then I can get into the writing. This first scene I'm about to write is going to be a really fun one to write. I can't really talk about it too much without giving away basically what's going to happen, but what I will say is that there is a huge unexpected outcome in this scene that will change the course of the rest of the story. That's enough talking, it is time to get writing. I said this scene would be exciting to write, didn't I? well, it delivered. This was one of the most fun action scenes to write that I've written in the entire book. There was a moment especially that really stood out as being so much fun. A really fast-paced moment with short sentences and really punchy. That was really fun to write. Also, the scene ends with a really fun cliffhanger. Like 3 words. Yeah, it is literally 3 words, but those 3 words pack a punch, man. And the words are not "I love you." Anyway, so I'm gonna write a quick sequel scene and then I'll get back to you with the results of how all this writing went today. Let's do it. Today was another day where the writing flowed so easily. It just poured out of me today. It was really nice. Writing the climax is so satisfying so far. And I'm enjoying this part of writing the story even more than I was enjoying the second half of the second act as things moved toward the third plot point. And also, I didn't even put on music today. Because it was raining / snowing outside, I just listened to the sounds of the rain and I was able to get into a very deep state of flow with just that. I don't think that was really accountable for the flow that I got into. I think it was really just that I was enjoying the writing so much and I was so immersed in the story because this part was so fun to write. As promised at the beginning of today, I did finish another 2 scenes, which leaves me with only 5 scenes left in the entire story. 5 scenes left in the entire book until I'm done with this first draft. That is insane. I am very excited to write these last 5 scenes and be done with the first draft. My first ever first draft. That's so cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a long walk a little later on as part of my training, so maybe we'll be up for some snowy walking. And after that, I'll be back with a little reflection on these last few days. Okay, so part of my Haruki Murakami training plan here. It's not really his or anything. So part of the training plan is just 40 minutes of cross training today. And because it's literally snowing right now, I'm just going for a walk. It's really cold right now. I'm freezing my butt off out here. But I got a few more minutes to go, so I'll be all right. Quick update. I am still freezing my butt off. It's really windy today, which is the main reason why it's so cold. But I did find an interesting trail that I've never walked on before. So that's cool. I'm gonna keep following it for a little bit and see where it goes. As you can see, my face is very red. My fingers are a little red too. It was really cold outside. It makes me think, because of the research that I've done for writing this book, I've learned a lot about hypothermia and frostbite and all this cold weather stuff. And all of that research made me hyper aware of making sure that my extremities were warm. But also during my walk, I'm thinking, oh no, my nose is way too cold right now. There's no way for me to warm it up. I'm over here walking on the street, like making these weird faces to get blood flowing to my face, like. Anybody watching would have loved it. In my last writing vlog, I talked about the importance of structure for me in the context of scenes, and this last few days just solidified that notion for me. What I started doing was writing a sentence to describe the beginning, middle, and end of each of the scenes I was going to write. And this level of clarity really helped me get into a state of flow more easily and write more efficiently. And because of that, I was able to write a lot during these last few days. As I said earlier, my goal for this vlog was to be able to write 5 or 6 scenes, and I was able to complete 6. So now I only have 5 scenes left in the entire story. 5 scenes left until I'm done with this first draft. So I'm gonna take 1 day to research because a problem came up while I was writing this. So I'm gonna figure out a scientific solution to that problem so the story can actually remain plausible. And then after that, on Tuesday, March 15th, which is coincidentally my 27th birthday, I'm going to finish the rest of this story. I'm gonna write the remaining scenes and give myself the gift of a finished first draft. Let's go. So look out for that video in the very near future. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to smash that like button so that YouTube knows to share with other writers like you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ow. Hopefully that'll be good enough to line up the time.